Hi, this is Ernie Svensson, and I'd like to talk to you today about what I think is an exciting new product. The iPad was released yesterday, and predictably there has been much hoopla and extremism. At one end of the spectrum is the view that the iPad is magical and revolutionary. At the other end is the view that it's just a large iPhone, and it's useless. Useless because it doesn't have USB ports, can't fully multitask, and is made by a shameless profiteering company, one that is excessively controlling and far too secretive. So what's the real story? I guess everyone who actually uses the device will have to decide for themselves. My initial experience after using the iPad for just one day is that it's very intriguing on several levels. But for now I'd like to focus on just one aspect, the user interface. Other tablet-like devices have, in the past, failed to get much attraction. Does that mean that the iPad is also a dead end? I think not, and mostly because of its user interface. The iPhone user interface was revolutionary for a phone, and the iPad is largely an extension of that interface. But the iPad has new user interface elements that are made possible by the larger screen and by the faster processor. Let's talk about the iPhone interface first, and let's take a look at one application that has been available on the iPhone for quite a while. WeatherBug is a great little app for learning about the weather in your area. This is the main page, and you can see the user interface is optimized for a small screen where you can mostly touch things to make choices. So let's touch on the forecast icon to see the forecast page. Once on the forecast page, you can begin by swiping your finger to move it. And then it scrolls up, and you can look at everything as you scroll. Then, if you want to go to the Maps area, you just focus on the bottom of the screen and touch the Maps icon. That's pretty much it, touching and zooming on a small screen. The iPad has a much larger screen, but also makes some subtle improvements in user navigation. The interface is fairly intuitive, but still requires some experimenting at first to learn the new user interface features. Applications such as WeatherBug make use of those features in an interesting way. First, you see the larger screen allows for a lot more information, including the map, to be combined on a single page. But the iPad has some hidden information in this strip here at the top, which you wouldn't expect from your experience with the iPhone. If you swipe here, you'll notice that there is a horizontal scroll bar. That wasn't there until you swiped. But it's now there, letting you know that this is a scrollable element. And sure enough, the menu will scroll to reveal additional elements. But now let's go back to the original menu and click on the forecast area to see what happens. It will open up as a new window on top of the prior window, and guess what? This window is scrollable too. There are probably a few more little user interface tricks that are unique to the iPad, but the thing is, they're not unnatural or hard to learn. All you have to do is use traditional finger gestures. And unlike prior tablets, you don't need a special pen to interact with the device. True, the iPod doesn't have a lot of the other bells and whistles, but do you really need those? If so, then buy a PC. Me, I'd rather a simple device that does a few things really well and in a natural manner that's intuitive and easy to learn. If you like this video presentation, I encourage you to visit my digital workflow site, which is about how to better process legal information. Thanks for watching.